Really good day of practice. Effort is high. Attention to detail is high. We got better throughout the course of the mini camp, all the way back to the first day back in the off-season program. We've improved dramatically. We have a long way to go, but now our arrow is pointed toward training camp. So we'll have more of a mental sweat type of practice tomorrow, and then the guys will be away until training camp. But I'm proud of the guys. They've done a nice job, and on to the next thing. What questions you guys have?
How do you feel about that defensive front?
I couldn't understand a word you said, sir.
How do you feel about that defensive front?
Oh, how do I feel about the defensive front? Well, the Thibodeau guy, he's got me a little concerned back there. I don't. He looks shorter to me. Oh, there he is, right there. Just so you know, this is par for the course for this guy right here. He is the #1 question asker in all the meetings. Did you guys know that? Top question asker. He's going to be in your crowd here someday, maybe.
Be too rich for that, Coach.
That's great. Anybody got a question?
What's the challenge for you of transforming a new team's mentality?
I just think this team. The thing I like about this team is probably you meet everybody where they're at. The team, you just kind of see where you're at and where you need to go. But I really like the mentality of the team here. I think the mentality from day one has been really, really good. They want to win. They want to be successful. They're very open-minded. They ask a lot of questions. They want to be on the same page. We had an in-depth conversation in the special teams meeting this morning about one of our coverage rules, and guys weren't sure about it. So it's like, that's what we want. And you talk to them in terms of, we want to ask questions. And when someone asks you a question, whether you're a coach or a player, don't feel like you're being questioned. It's not an interrogation. You're being asked, and someone wants to know something. We want to be on the same page. We want to be clear about everything. So try to encourage that. I just feel like they've done a good job of that.
How mentally and physically taxing will your training camp be?
Is there a rating scale for that you want me to give me? The rating scale. What is the scale? Vince Lombardi being 10 and whatever. It won't be that. It won't be that. It won't be Lombardi-esque or anything like that.
Lombardi 10, John Harbaugh 8.
I guess it'll be 8. That's you gave me the answer. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate it. All right, what do you got? Anything else?
There's a lot of roster moves since you've been here, obviously, and change. Not much change in the running back group. What does that say about, first of all, your belief that Cam Scatterville will be, and what does it say about the running backs in general, that it's the same group?
Well, I'm confident Cam will be back. He's working hard. I saw him out there taking team reps today. That was good in the team period. It was really good to see. But I wouldn't say that we're ruling out any opportunities. If an opportunity came along in any position, including that one, we'd go for it. I think if you see what we've done everywhere else, that's the mindset. There hasn't been an opportunity in the running back room. But if there was, or if there becomes one, we'll do what we got to do to get better. We're always going to do whatever we can do to get better.
What do you see when you looked at Cam from last year? You didn't play for you yet. He's a unique guy. What's the backflips and everything? What is your sense of him as a player, and what do you think of him coming out?
I thought he was just what you saw, a downhill runner, a tone setter type runner, a guy that he's a tough tackle, and that's what you look for. How many guys can make yards when they're not supposed to make yards on their own? Seems to me like he was that kind of guy at Arizona State, exact same guy that I saw on tape last year. You guys know better, even you watched him up close and personal. So he's a top tier back, and he's planning on playing that way this year.
Where was Tracy today?
He had a personal thing with his wife. His wife's pregnant, and he was with her.
What did you learn about him as a person, Cam Scatterville?
Oh man, just a really good-hearted guy. It's a funny thing about you asked that question, that I was the special teams situation that we were talking about. He's the guy that brought it up. He knew the guys weren't sure about something. He's not even on the punt team, but he was in the meeting asking the question to make sure everybody's on the same page. I've never seen that before from a starting running back.
John, you want to get obviously you want to get production from Juju and Odell. You brought them in here, but they're also adding some role positions and things like that. How important is it when you build a team? You have obviously your young core and your stars, but to have those veterans come in and really add to the fabric of the team.
Yeah, definitely a part of it. You know, I know those guys are adding to that part of it where they're talking to the younger guys and, you know, showing them the ropes, so to speak. But they're also, it's a unique situation because they're also competing for a spot on the team too. So it's probably kind of to your question, I guess. It's definitely a unique circumstance.
Two more. A lot of reps today toward the end of practice. Jackson seemed to be on the field for quite a long stretch of time. Was that by design, and what's the reason?
That's pass scale there. You know what? I don't know because I looked at the other quarterbacks. I'm like, what? Jackson's going to take all the reps? So I think maybe they had an agreement with Coach Nagy and Coach Callahan in the pass scale. He was going to take all the reps, but nobody informed me of that. But he looked all right. So he's the starting quarterback. If he wants the reps, he can take them.
What's your take on the kicker situation? I mean, Saul seems like he's been struggling quite a bit. How do you view where that is right now?
Yeah, I'd like what I was talking to Ben out there. You know, if you would like, this is preparation for training camp. You know, which is where the competition will really heat up. But the good thing about that with Ben's misses, they've all been left. If you've noticed, they've all been pushed left. It's the same exact miss every time. That's a good problem to have. He knows the problem with it from a technique standpoint. He's just got to lock in and fix it. He'll do that. I'm confident of that.
And then what about Zavada? What have you seen from him on the flip side?
He's looked good. You know, same thing you've seen. I mean, what you haven't seen is many of the practices. What you saw today or yesterday was what he's been all the way through. He's been consistent. He's done a good job.
Just one more. What do you like about training camp?
What I like about training camp? It's all football all the time. You know, if you love football, you love training camp. So I love every day waking up and starting football and doing football all day and going to sleep and then waking up and doing football again. So for a coach, it's the funnest thing ever. Okay. Players might not agree, but coaches do.